Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones, and I'm an educator. And being an educator at heart, I like to share conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. So again, welcome. We are having a special edition of Conversations with Verdel Jones. Our sixth season is about to kick off. We have some exciting things going on, but I started doing some this live streaming, some interactive type interviews, and I'm really enjoying that. And today we have an awesome guest. So before we do that, I want to let everyone know that if you would like to see past episodes of Conversations with Verdel Jones, you can go to my YouTube channel, Conversations with Verdel Jones. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then you can see all of the videos as they come on, on YouTube. So make sure you do that. So like I said, we have a special guest, Mr. Joe Toles. He is, he's done it all. He's an educator. He's an entrepreneur. He's a songwriter. He's a talk show host. And most importantly, he is a dad. And he has a lot of things going on. He's a former educator and he has retired. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm very jealous about that. But we're going to be talking to him about that and all of the awesome things that are actually going on. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to welcome Mr. Joe Toles into the studio.
The opportunity to see what's more
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, I have Joe Toles here with me. Thank you so much for being part of Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm glad. To be here.
So excited. So just so everyone knows, I know Mr. Toles. He was the guidance counselor for our daughter Maya. So I got to meet him that way, and he was also the track coach at our children's school as well. So we have met and we had a chance to talk. And as all of you know, I'm in education as well. So it's always nice to have an educator with us on Conversations with Verdel Jones. We have a lot to talk about. So you've been in education. You were in education for many years. How long were you in education for?
Well, since 1982. 1982, I first had a job working at Rikers Island teaching male adult inmates.
Oh.
So, and everything else that I did, preventive service agencies were all about educating people who, had different needs than in a traditional classroom.
Wow.
Relocated homeless families, homeless and runaway youth. And then I worked my way into the school system because I was not for profit, and I found out that there were lots of benefits to being a traditional educator.
That is very true.
I needed benefits.
Right.
And so I started in Yonkers, and I was there for a year, and went to Harbor Fields for, I think, 5 years. And then ended my career working at Half Hollow Hills.
Right. And we loved having you there. Now, why education? Why did you get into the field of education? I mean, you said, incarcerated youth. So what was that passion? Where did you get that from?
You know what? It's part of who I am. But there's a funny story to that. I grew up in foster care. I think everybody who knows me knows that. And one of the things that they used to say to me when I was growing up, when I would argue with them, like, who do you think you are? Do you think you're a professor? Do you think you're a teacher? And so I did not have any interest in becoming an educator because they were using it sort of in a negative sense.
Right.
But once I landed in it, guess what? They were right. They were seeing something that I didn't see in myself.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, and you know what, when you see people who are educators who really love what they do, you can, it's something that happens early on. And I'll share, because I've been in education for over 25 years, and I really didn't think I was going to be an educator. I was not interested in it. I honestly didn't really like kids. I didn't, I didn't
Well,
as a young person. But for some reason, I was just always drawn to to education. And once I had my own children, then I thought children were the best thing since sliced bread. And I just have a passion for educating children. I love children. And it's just a rewarding type of career. And it's really becomes your life.
absolutely. Well, I think if you do it the right way, it does.
Exactly. Exactly. So you're retired now.
I am, and I'm happy to be.
And I am, as I said at the top of the show, I am so jealous, but very happy for you. What has the experience been like, being retired?
It's been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It really took me about a year to exhale. First of all, to acknowledge that I wasn't doing what I was doing. And then what I did was I found some consultant jobs doing exactly what I knew what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided that I really retired to evolve, and was in New York for 3 years after, and decided I needed to get out of here. I needed to move to some place where I was going to be an average Joe, because people would call me for jobs, and of course I say yes all the time.
Right.
It needed to be some place where nobody knew who I was.
Mm.
So I moved to Auburn, Alabama. And I have to tell you, that was tough, because then I was an average Joe. And I didn't know who I was, and nobody knew who I was.
Wow.
I had to get used to that.
Right. It's like rediscovering who you are, right?
Absolutely. I had I held on to a couple of consultant jobs in New York, but nobody asked me to do anything. Right. And when I asked people to do things, they looked at me like, well, who do you think you are?
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That is very different. I love that. I love that you shared that, because as being who you are in the community that you were in and working in, and everyone knows who you are and in your story, and people always ask for things. So how did it feel for you? Said you had to rediscover who you were, and then you had to even ask people if you could do things. What was that like? What was that? I'm very interested to know that transition, and what did you feel inside when that was going on?
It was frustrating.
Yeah.
I guess I was so comfortable
in
my skin and so sure of who I was, that the first voice, which is probably not the nicest voice that goes through my head when somebody rejects you, is like, don't you know who I am?
I'm Joe Toles.
I can fix this in a second if you just let me.
Right.
And the other issue was I moved to a town where I was a big man on campus. I was the captain of the track team when I was here. I was the president of a fellowship of Christian athletes. And none of those people were here any longer. I was just some guy.
Right.
And so it was frustrating. We tried to get involved in, this is one of the bigger issues, is that I don't know when to just sit back and be quiet.
Absolutely.
So I didn't do a lot of that in New York, much to the chagrin of some people. I really like being involved, and I like getting my hands dirty, and I have so much experience with so many things that I really do feel like, I can do anything.
Right.
So I had to learn to back up. And when I really did, everything that I ever wanted to do started coming through. So creativity.
Right.
I mean, we've always had that, hiding in the shadows somewhere. And I didn't have the opportunity to do it because I was busy. I was either working. At the age of 49, I decided to start adopting kids, and I'm up to 7. But I was busy, and so and especially with COVID, I
Mhm.
I had this the brakes were slammed on, and then I had to think about um, who I was, and what happened naturally is that I told somebody today, my mind is exploding with creativity.
Wow.
And so I just
Hmm.
started trying to find ways to present that.
To let that out, to let that
Mhm.
out. So you mentioned you have 7 children that you adopted. So you are passionate definitely about children. And I mentioned that you're a dad who really is dedicated to his children. What was the journey like for you in reference to that?
Well, I was waiting for magic to happen. I was waiting for me to win the lottery. And I know people that know me are laughing because that's what I that's what I always talk about. There had to be something magical to be in place that would be a sign, an overwhelming sign that I would be ready. And then I just held my breath and jumped in one day.
Wow.
And, there was one, and that was going great. And it's like, well, I can do this. So then there was two, and and then that got a little more difficult. And then there
Yeah.
was three, and then there were four,
Right.
and it just kept happening. And then I retired, and I told everybody, that's it, and they laugh at me now. And now there are three additional, and guess what? I'm at the end of the journey of licensing in Alabama, so I can possibly get another child.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So you've adopted how many? I mean, they're, children, and that process in adopting children, you were a foster father as well, correct?
You start as a foster father because I adopted all of my kids from foster care.
Okay.
And I think that probably is the motivating factor is that I was in foster care
Hmm.
and never was adopted.
Hmm.
So they come to you as foster children, but I told the agencies that I was working with that I am a pre-adoptive home. I'm not going to send anybody back.
Wow.
And I'm glad to say that, I've been lucky. I don't
Mhm.
know how come I've been so lucky because, I do work with support groups and I hear the
Okay.
stories. For whatever reason, it's been wonderful for us that nobody has to have been returned, and
Right.
that would kill me.
Yeah.
And
I
so
definitely.
we're a family, just
That's
like every
awesome.
other family. Some days
Right.
I'm the good guy, some days I'm the bad guy, and
That's a family, right? That's what happens in a family. That's what
yeah.
happens in a family. So we have a couple people chiming in. Um, Monica Morales, you are a
Monica.
special man, love
Wow.
and light. Let's see. Maya Jones, that's my daughter.
Hi, Maya.
And Rufus Williams, welcome, Mr. Toles.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just the story that you have. I mean, you have been, and you're being a little modest when you're saying, everybody knows, but you've been in the paper and media, and I saw a clip of you on Rachel Ray. So like your story is out there.
It's
And
out there. For good, bad, or indifferent, it's out there.
so you're also a songwriter, and
Okay.
right?
Well, yes.
Okay, we're gonna, yeah, we could definitely say you're a songwriter. So you wrote a song called "Walk Away,"
Right.
and we are very excited because we are going to show, the animated video, and I just love that shot of you, that picture of you.
The lighting is not always that good all the time.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to have the world premiere of Walk Away. And then after the video's over, on the other side, we're going to talk a little bit about it.
Great.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen. So let's see if this works. All right. Here we go. Mm. No. All right. I think I made a little error here, so let's try it again.
There we
There
go.
we go. Sorry about that, audience. Let's start it from the very beginning so we get the full impact. There we go. I'm being told we can't hear it, so let me just take, because we want to make sure people get this. Technical difficulties.
Everybody's having them.
I know, I know. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see what the deal is here. All right, let's try again. All right, now we're going to do it. Okay. Sorry about that, Joe.
That's okay.
We're going to get it. We're going to get this. This is a world premiere. We got to get it right.
Exactly.
Can we hear it now?
She was rough, she was tough, she was mean, she was mean. We were together an eternity. And as long as she lived, she did what she did to get control of me. Don't you tell me my life is a shambles. Don't you tell me the time that I waste. The life that I live is not my own. Who will die for me? Walk away, don't you turn around. Pick the man when he's a feeling down. Put my heart right in the wind and walk away from me. I had no money and I had no time. I'm wasting chances on a girl your kind. You almost had me under control, but walk away from me. Don't you tell me my life is a shambles. Don't you tell me about time that I waste. If the life that I live is not my own, then who will die for me? Walk away, don't you turn around. Kick the man when he's feeling down. Toss my heart right in the wind and walk away from me. I don't need you. No. Girl, come on and get out of my life because I've run out of ways to please ya. It was a matter of time before I made up my mind, so I could see you were hurting me. You said you needed my trust when all it was just lust, and now my goal is to become free. Yeah. Don't you tell me my life is a shambles. Don't you tell me the time that I waste. If the life that I live is not my own, then who will die for me? Yeah, walk away, don't you turn around. Kick the man when he's feeling down. Put my heart right in the wind and walk away from me. I don't want you. I don't need you. I don't want you. No. Girl, come on and get out of my life because I've run out of ways to please you. Walk away, don't you turn around. Kick the man when he's a feeling down. Toss my heart right in the wind and walk away from me. Walk away. Whoa. Come on. I've run out of ways to please you. Walk away.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That is great. Oh, after my technical difficulties.
Well, it's gonna be up and running on Facebook and YouTube right after this. So
okay, great. Oh my goodness. So of course we have people talking about it. Let's see, Monica again. Wow, my brother is a great singer and writer. Love and light.
love you, Monica.
Let's see, Pam Friedman Young, amazing, Joe.
Hey, Pam.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
where did, first of all, when did you learn how to sing so well?
Oh, well. that is something that I've always done that. And growing up in foster care, I wrote that song back in the late 70s.
Okay.
And
wow. Okay.
So that was one of the ways that, one of the things that I had outside of running that sort of gave me some solace. So I used to find places to get away from everybody and just let it come out. Right. So I wrote that song about my foster mother at the time. I'm mad at her. I was a teenager. I don't remember what the heck it was all about, but the only way that I could get back is by singing that song in front of her without her knowing that was about her. So walk away, don't turn around, pick a man when he's feeling down.
Wow.
That's where it came from. And so when I went into the studio several years later, I changed the words so it could be relatable to a whole bunch of people. Right. And that's a recording from back in 1980 something. Wow. And so while I'm sitting here in 2020 figuring out what to do with myself, I had those old tapes. And so I was able to get somebody to pull the tracks off. They remixed it, and there you go. So in the next couple of days, I'm actually going to post a video of me actually singing in the closet a cappella. Oh, wow. My process, what I did, I used to just go and hide somewhere and just sing, and the words and the music sort of came all together. So I was able to rescue 2 songs that way, although I probably recorded at the time about 10 songs. And so next month there'll be another song that's coming out. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. So you developed this right. It was a way to kind of release, you had your athletics, your track, but the writing was something that really put it down on paper. Right. And is that how you counsel others? And it might not be writing, but it might be something else. Right. Everybody has something special about them. So mine happened to have been the ability to run very quickly and to this sort of creative thing. You have to find it. It doesn't have to be either of those things. And everybody has it. Everybody has something. And so that's exactly what I do. I try to find out what's special about somebody. And I treat them that way by remembering names or giving them a nickname if I can't remember their name, just something that's uniquely theirs. Right. Once you give somebody, once somebody understands that you see them, the world can open. So key. So you don't want people walking around feeling invisible. And I can recount many times where I felt like I was invisible until I got into track and field, and then people saw me. Yeah. I didn't really interact with them in the way that maybe was, the way the normal way, but I knew that they saw me, and I'm very grateful that people saw me. Yeah. Gave me strength. That's a powerful statement. People, everyone wants to be seen. Absolutely. Not that they want to be the center of attention, but they want to be seen, acknowledged, and heard. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that is a powerful message. We have Donna Gross. Powerful message. I love you, Donna. I know Donna as well. And this is your son? That's Cameron. Cameron is number 5. Okay. How you doing, Cameron? I've resorted to giving them numbers because I can't, when I'm talking to them, I go through everybody's name before I get to the name. See, I only have 2, and I do that, and it's a boy and a girl, so I understand.
Oh, Donna, again, you've got an amazing dad, Cameron. Oh, great, great. So now, how did you come up with the concept of
It,
the animation?
it's an extension of it's been wonderful. I've been doing other content,
Mm-hmm.
and it is just an extension. So what I wanted to do was to create these videos, and of course, when I'm thinking about videos, I'm thinking about Disney and you know,
Right.
and then when I went to look to see how those were done or to get help to do those, it's like, well, I certainly can't do that, nor can I afford to have anybody do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just something comforting, I think, about whiteboard animation. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's simple,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't get in the way.
Right.
And
Of your message, yeah.
the hardest part I had was I found somebody who's great. He works with me, and he puts my ideas to paper, and we
Mm-hmm.
work really hard at trying to make sure that emotion comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this particular one, it took a while because it's really I wanted to depict what happens to a foster child who has to move.
Right. Right.
So, in this video, he was with his foster mother. The worker was there to remove him, and he kept having flashbacks to bad times. And it's really a conflict. How does a child, and certainly this is what I did, I would take myself to a happy place. So
Mm-hmm.
everything in the bubbles there were
Right.
thoughts of going to his happy place, and
Mm-hmm.
all that reality came in and sort of pushed it out to the side.
Right. Right.
So he was recounting getting removed from his mother, people making fun of him, his mother, being very angry at him, his biological mother. So, it's a little complicated if you don't understand that story because everybody thinks this is like, somebody broke my heart.
Right. I got you.
It's not that.
Mhm.
But it stands for a lot of things. And in fact, I came up with a whole new video concept for this, and in the next few days, people will be seeing, hopefully we'll see TikTok videos, which is talking about 2020.
Okay.
Walk away. I don't want anything to do with you 2020.
You know what? Perfect. That's right. Walk away.
So this is
Get
what
out my life.
That's just what happens to me. I just sit around and like, I'll think about something. I was like, oh my God, I got to do it. I got to figure out how to do it.
So you had when we had talked, we were talking about having you on and all of the work that you're doing, and you were saying that you had a campaign. So this is part of a campaign that you're running. So explain a little bit what that is about.
Well, it's not so much a campaign as a mission.
Mm-hmm.
I have decided that a lot of the things that I started doing, some of the emotions to what I used to do were tied. So how do I get paid for this? How do I get recognition for this? And I decided that I am going to tithe something for humanity at least once a month.
Wow.
I'm going to take care of people. A friend of mine who used to play for the Jets said that the owner of the Jets told him when he was trying to figure out how to make a lot of money, he said, don't think about making a lot of money. Think about taking care of people. If you take care of people, things will happen.
Right.
And that's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just give something out to humanity every month.
What was that shift for you?
Sort of exasperation, like not knowing what to do with 2020, not knowing,
Mm-hmm.
just sort of, watching the news, everything that's going on. How do I shine light in this time of darkness?
Right.
And that's really it. I have decided, and I'm going to be committed to shining light as best I can.
Right.
And that's it.
And this, I mean, really throughout your journey, though, you give back. You've made a home for your children, and sharing your story. And this really is an extension of that.
It's where I'm the happiest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I'm happy, I get a lot of, I think, I appreciate the feedback I get, and the one thing that I really like to hear from people, and they say it all the time, that I inspire them. If that's what I do, then that's fantastic. I just want people to understand that they're not boxed in. Do whatever you want to do. And now I do it without any of the angst and hesitation of when I was younger, when I thought people would care or how they care.
How they felt about it or whatever, right?
I'm an old guy now. I'll do whatever I want.
That's right. That's right.
It's great.
We have a lot of activity, a lot of people chiming in. So I just want to, quickly acknowledge them. On YouTube, we have Kim Leslie Underwood. Congratulations, Professor Toles. Audrey on Facebook. God bless you, Joe.
You too, Audrey.
And we have Michael. What a touching and amazing story. Thanks, Joe. Michael is up in Madison, Wisconsin, watching.
Thank you.
And let's see, Sally, blessings to you, Mr. Toles.
And to you too.
Continue to bless others, and God will continue to bless you. That's my Aunt Liz. She's watching as well.
Hi, Liz.
Take care of people. Let the universe take care of you. Wise words from a dear friend of mine, Miss Sarah. So thank you. Follow your bliss. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So what's next? So you told us a lot of what's going on, but I cannot let you go without talking about your talk show. You're a songwriter, you're giving back, you're doing all these great things. And on top of that, you have your own talk show. So
I don't know what's happening.
This is what happens when you retire, right?
Yeah. Well, I certainly failed at that, right? It's like, I say I'm retired, but I've been really blessed with all of this stuff. And so, I had a 7-episode talk show with the dad, and I really enjoyed it. Hopefully we will be able to do a season 2. I'm hopeful that that's going to happen. And who knows? I'm up and ready to do anything. And, especially if it helps people. So, as I don't even know if it sounds corny. That's who I am. That's who I am to the core. That's who I'm always going to be. And when I do what I'm supposed to do, I am the happiest.
Yeah, I love that. And finding your happy, that is just, you mentioned it before, being an educator, you do the things that you love, and educating and helping students and, children, all of that. But there's also a reward for you, because being in public education, there is that reward. But at some point, it feels you're kind of locked into it. It's a great reward, and the work is great, but you feel kind of, I think, like boxed in.
For any job I get, you have to. You have to remember that the boxes are artificial. You might need to work, and you might need to do 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But what do you do with the time that is yours? And can you identify that the time is truly yours? That's the key. I think a lot of people just, they forget.
Yeah.
That they have choices that don't have to be detrimental. So if you sing, if you run, if you, draw,
right.
Whatever it is, fine. And the young lady couldn't have said it better. Follow your bliss.
Yes, absolutely. So more comments, and I just want to make sure we get through these. Let's see, Marie, you are amazing. Just so proud of a following night. A following night.
Yeah. A Uniondale alum.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. I went to school in Central Islip. I'm a Musketeer. You're blissful. That's Monica. Yeah. Thank you, Monica, for watching. June is saying, hi, Joe. Indeed, an inspiration.
June, I've known since I knew anybody. We were neighbors as a child. She was right around the corner.
Nice. And a little plug for me there. Michael says, love you, Verdel. Thank you, Michael. And you do you. That's right.
All
That's
I can do.
so true. So true. So true. So you're hopefully we know you're coming out with another single. And when can people expect to hear that?
That's going to happen probably the middle of. I want to keep to my. That's my problem. I want everything to go out yesterday. Right? So that's probably going to be in the middle of what are we in October?
Okay.
And then I'm working on a Christmas piece. Sort of, I'll give the title away. It's called The Spirit of Christmas. It's going to be in the same vein as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I'm working on finishing that up, and we're going to start the animation. And that's going to be a piece because it's really what I've written so far is really important to me, and I really want to get a nice, really positive message out.
What do you hope people get out of your song Walk Away, and where do you see that kind of evolving and going? I know you mentioned the TikTok, but what is something you hope people take away from that?
I just hope people enjoy it. I spent too many years worrying about what people thought. So to be able to go back into my old briefcase that I had when I was just out of college,
right,
and pull that stuff out of there and present it to the world. There will be people that like it, there'll be people that don't like it, and that is absolutely okay.
Okay, right. It's fine
if it makes somebody happy and taps their feet. And I go right now when I go to the gym, they put that on when I walk in.
Oh no! Oh, nice.
That's kind of nice too. So, and it's not meant to be heavy. It's not, it's sort of, I think, sort of that particular song can be sort of freeing, declaring your independence and wanting to be independent. I think a lot more people should and could do that.
Right.
And just, go for what makes you happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know. I'm not, some comments on Facebook or, like American Idol. I'm not going to be an American Idol. And we'll just see. Whatever happens is because it's supposed to happen.
Right. That's right.
People that know me know that I say that I'm always where I'm supposed to be. I'm always going to be on time, despite what I want to do. So whatever comes of it, I'm going to be there to, be happy with it.
Awesome. So how can people, I want to make sure that people, keep in touch with you and they know exactly what's going on. You have so many awesome things, your talk show as well. They could see past episodes. So how can people get in contact with you?
Well, they can, I have a YouTube channel. And I really didn't know what that was until just recently. Every video that I've created or any new content will be placed on YouTube. So they can go to my YouTube channel, and I think I'm supposed to ask people to subscribe. So
yes.
I'm asking people to subscribe and like. I have a Facebook page, which is different from a Facebook site. So I think I'm going to be sending out requests for people to like that. And then, of course, I have a foundation which works with and for children that are in need, and families that are in need, based in Huntington, but now there's a branch in Alabama.
Okay.
And this is really a busy time for us, but with COVID, we've got to kind of figure out what we're going to do. We usually host a Christmas party for kids in foster care. So look for that, because we may still do that. We may start collecting gifts so that kids can still get some Christmas spirit during this time.
Great. So I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. It has been an absolute pleasure. We look forward to all the things that you're going to be doing and are currently doing.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. So we will see you next time. I'm going to put up some information, and we will see you next time on Conversations with Verdel Jones. Make sure you follow us on Conversations with Verdel Jones on Facebook and on Twitter, Deli Teach, Conversations with Verdel Jones. Subscribe to the channel. And we're also on Instagram. And if you need to get in contact with me, my contact information is right there. Again, I want to thank you, Mr. Toles, for being a guest, and we'll see everybody next time.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.